Good evening, I'm Yunus Muller. Welcome to Northwest Tonight. A man has died after collapsing during the Great Manchester Run yesterday. Organisers say the 40-year-old received immediate medical treatment but died later in hospital. Becky Holmes has this report.
It's just adrenaline carrying you through.
30,000 runners took part in the Great Manchester Run yesterday across the half marathon and 10k races, as well as a wheelchair event. For many of those taking part, it was a joyous occasion, but today organisers announced that it was with deep sadness that a 40-year-old runner taking part in the race had died. In a statement, event organisers said that the runner, who has not been named, collapsed during the Manchester Half Marathon event and received immediate medical treatment. Sadly, he died later in hospital. Event organisers went on to say, the entire team extends their heartfelt condolences to the participants' family and friends. The cause of death will be determined in due course, pending medical examination. The Great Manchester Run is one of the biggest runs in Europe. This year was the 21st edition of the city's much-loved running weekend, which was broadcast live on BBC One. 100,000 spectators lined the streets to support both the elite and fun runners, raising millions of pounds for charities. It took place ahead of Sunday's victory parade for Premier League champions Manchester City. Becky Holmes, BBC Northwest Tonight.
Coastal rescue teams are warning people to be careful after more than 50 people were nearly cut off by the incoming tide at Morecambe Bay over the weekend. Volunteers from Bay Search and Rescue helped get the people to safety. They're urging visitors to check tide times before setting off. Strike action, which was due to close some museums and art galleries in Liverpool over this half-term week, has been suspended, so union members can vote on an improved pay offer. So far, they've taken more than 60 days of strike action, closing venues including the Museum of Liverpool and the Walker Art Gallery. Now, it might not be the best weather for it, but when the sun does finally make a reappearance, you might be thinking about doing a spot of gardening. Coletta Smith has been in Manchester finding out how to make your flowers bloom without blowing the budget.
If you're thinking of turning your yard into a green oasis, sprucing up your alley, beautifying your balcony or glamming up the garden, you're not alone. But with rising costs all around us, is it possible without spending a fortune?
Let's face it, a trip to any garden centre doesn't come cheap, and the cost of garden furniture can be an absolute fortune. So I've come here to try and find out if it's possible to do up your garden space on the cheap.
Good morning!
This urban garden show is the first of its kind.
How do we get in?
And Manchester's very own Cloud Gardener has loads of advice on how to make small changes without spending megabucks.
I have an 18th floor balcony. This is a shelf and this is a chest of drawers. They got this from a charity shop, and what they've done is they've upcycled it, they've outdoor proofed it. You see these tin cans as well.
And I suppose when you're renting, you've got to think about the movability of your garden, haven't you?
You'll see there's nothing drilled into any of the walls or anything like that. And that is to really showcase that actually you can build a garden like this, but should this family want to move, they just need to pick it up and take it to their next destination.
It is absolutely possible to garden cheaper.
Have friends that also love gardening so you can divide plants and swap.
Lisa's an expert grower, and she agrees you don't have to spend a fortune.
Start small, start on your windowsill if you've got one. Use whatever containers you have to hand. If you can't divide it, you can probably take a cutting of it. So that's usually a small section of stem that you then get to root. I do a lot of container growing at home, and I grow the things that I like, and I grow the things that my daughter likes.
So maybe over the next few days you can carve out a little haven for yourself without spending a fortune. Coletta Smith, BBC News in Manchester.
Sport, and in cricket, Lancashire's County Championship match against Warwickshire ended in a draw after rain halted play. In football, Manchester City's manager Pep Guardiola promised to win even more trophies for the club next season, as thousands turned out yesterday evening to celebrate the side's historic fourth consecutive Premier League title, as Davinia Ramos reports.
Come rain or shine, Man City fans weren't going to miss this. Thousands of people lined the streets blue to celebrate their team. and there was one man everyone wanted to see.
Foden. Phil Foden, because he can just like walk through with the ball and just score.
Obviously doing something that no one's done before. Yeah, unbelievable feeling. Couldn't have done it without the fans and the staff and the players, so yeah, delighted.
City had to wait until late in the evening to start the parade, but it didn't disappoint. Fans got to see the Premier League trophy, as well as the Club World Cup and the UEFA Super Cup.
This is the first one I've been to. Missed the last one last year for the treble. I was gutted about that, but I've decided I'm going to make it to this one this year. No one's getting in my way this year.
It's an inspiring 4-year trot win, and it's great for the kids to see. They've never seen the parade, and now she's 4, so it's the 4th year, and it's a great year for them.
With 1 year left on his contract, speculation turned to how much longer Pep Guardiola has left at the club. But he didn't give much away.
At the start of next season, you'll be the Premier League's longest-serving manager. Would you just stay forever, please? Can we get you to just stay forever?
Forever?
Forever.
Oh.
Despite an incredible season, 115 financial charges still loom over the club. But Pep had one message for fans.
We will be back. Next season, FA Cup, we will take it.
City! City! City!
Whatever happens next season, it was a magical night for the team and the fans, and a perfect way for the club to cement their place in history. Davinia Ramos, BBC Northwest Tonight.
Now, here's a look at the weather with Kay.
Good evening. We've seen some lively showers over the bank holiday weekend. Today's showers are starting to fade away now, so we are dry and clear for a time tonight. But we're going to see the cloud increasing from the south and the west into the early hours of the morning. Bit of rain across western parts by the end of the night as well. Temperatures falling into single figures for some, so down to around 7 or 8 degrees. Tomorrow morning then, the cloud thickens up and we will see some rain spilling its way in through the morning time. Some heavy bursts on that for a time as well. But it should start to ease up into the afternoon. We even get some brightness across western parts as well. Just 1 or 2 sharp showers following on behind, and temperatures up to around 18 to 19 degrees. Sunshine and showers for the rest of this week, but drier, brighter and a bit warmer into the weekend.
That's it for now. I'm back with the late bulletin. Until then, have a good evening. Bye.